So over the past month or so, I've been putting out videos on different things. Should you buy the Switch Lite? Should you buy a Switch at all? The answers to both of those questions are different, but there is one more question, really not even a question, just another opinion that I want to get out there and make sure that people looking to buy a Switch in 2022 know. There is one Nintendo Switch out there that you should not be buying. I'm going to tell you what that is right now. Before we jump into the video today, I need to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video, TONOR, and their brand new TC40 condenser microphone. So let's be honest, in today's world, there are a ton of people out there who want to start streaming, doing YouTube videos, doing podcasts, just making content in general. But the barrier to entry to getting into this stuff, to getting the type of equipment that you actually need, can definitely be high, but not with this microphone. With other microphones on the market, when you buy them, that's really all you're buying. You're buying just the microphone. And sometimes, even for a USB microphone, those can go for $150, $200 a piece. With the TONOR TC40, not only are you getting the microphone, you're getting the boom arm, you're getting the desk clamp, you're getting a shock mount, you're getting a pop filter, you're getting the cable that you need to hook it up to the computer, you're getting it all in one package for less than $80. And not only is this thing super affordable, it's also one of the best sounding budget microphones on the market. So everything comes in one box. It's super easy to set up. You need no special drivers, nothing else. It's literally plug and play into a computer, PS4, PS5, really whatever. So like I said, if you're looking to get into making video content, and I know a lot of you out there are because I get the questions all the time. If you're looking into making stuff like that, podcasts, live streaming, really anything, the TONOR TC40 is probably gonna be the mic for you to start out with. If you wanna check out this mic and other products from TONOR, I'm gonna have a link down in the description below. Click that, check them out. One more time, thank you so much, TONOR, for sponsoring this video. There are 3 different versions of the Switch out there for you to buy. You've got the Lite, you've got the regular, you've got the OLED. Now obviously, the Lite is gonna be something for people who are really on a budget. We talked about that in the last video. If you're on a budget, but you still wanna get into the Switch ecosystem, the Lite is perfect for you. Now you're not gonna be able to dock that. You're not gonna be able to take the Joy-Cons off, customize it with different colored Joy-Cons or anything like that. You're pretty much stuck to just the handheld system. Got no rumble, nothing like that. Nothing really special at all. It's just a way to get into the ecosystem and be able to play all these games that you really just can't play on any other system. Now the newest model obviously is going to be the OLED. It's got the updated kickstand. It's way better. It's 1,000 times better. That kickstand it's crazy because I never used the kickstand before on the other Switch, but this one I use it all the time. It's fantastic. It's a night and day difference as far as that goes. It's got obviously the updated OLED screen, which we'll get into that in a little bit. It's got a slightly different design. It's not really that much different. It's very similar to what the OG Switch was. And then you have the regular Switch, the original Switch, which I guess this isn't the original one. There was a version 1 of this, and now there's a version 2, and we're gonna go over the differences in those as well if you don't know. But unfortunately, I'm gonna say at this point, this is the one nobody should really be buying. I have a lot of reasons, which again, we're gonna go into right now. I just don't see this one as being a viable option for somebody purchasing a brand new Nintendo Switch in 2022. Now, there are circumstances where I think this one is still okay. You could buy this one used for sure. If you can get a good deal on a V2, probably not a V1 at this point. I don't think you really want to be messing around with those unless you're actually trying to mod the thing, jailbreak it, whatever you want to call it. If you're wanting to do something like that, obviously you're going to need an older one. You're going to need a version 1 to be able to do that. They did fix that in the new version. You can't really do that anymore. But the biggest difference between the V1 and the V2 is the actual chip inside. Now, while it is a different chip, it actually doesn't have anything to do with how the games run on the system. The games run on this Switch just like they do on the V1, just like they do on the Lite, just like they do on the OLED. Everything runs the games exactly the same. The difference between this Switch and the V1 Switch, so this is the V2 and the V1, the one that looks just like this but came before it, is that chip actually gives this one better battery life. It's overall better performance, so it's managing things inside the Switch better. It runs a little bit cooler, it saves battery, so you're gonna have a way longer battery life if you're getting a V2. So if you're buying one used, I would say definitely make sure it's not a V1, it needs to be a V2. You'll be able to tell the difference on that because of the the model number on the back. And I have another video where I go over a lot of that stuff. I'll link at the end of this so you can check that out. But in my opinion, that's really the only way anybody should be buying one of these. And I guess there's another reason. If you really absolutely have to have a Switch right now and can't wait, which I don't even think that's the case anymore. It seems like the OLED's coming back in stock everywhere. If you really can't find an OLED, I think maybe you could get one of these. But again, I don't think that's gonna be the case anymore. These things are coming back in stock everywhere. I just saw yesterday, Amazon had them, Best Buy had them, GameStop had them. Everybody had them in stock and they were all going up yesterday. So seems like this is gonna be an easier thing to get, at least for a little while going forward. But for me, right now, unless you really are gonna get the light, if you just need a budget system, you're not worried about docking the thing, and you're not worried about the OLED screen, you know, the light's fine. But I think if you really are gonna go and get a Switch at this point, you're talking about a $50 price difference between this Switch and the OLED. And I have to say, I really do think, while what they put in this new Switch may not be worth $50 itself, and when I say that, I mean the screen itself, the price of the screen. Whatever it costs to do, you know, the kickstand the way they did. That technically may not cost them $50 to do, but I will say that it is worth the extra $50 to have the experience you would get with an OLED over the original Switch. I've already mentioned the kickstand a bunch. That's a huge reason, but it really is, it's the screen. And I know you're probably thinking, well, if I only want to play it in dock, what does it matter if I get the old one? And you would be right. That would be another reason that you could get the old Switch. If you're only playing docked and you're really only gonna play docked, that's fine, you could get an older Switch. But I can tell you this, when you see what the OLED screen looks like in person, even if you're somebody who plays docked, I would guess, and I know a lot of people have actually told me this because I've said this in the past, looking at this OLED screen makes you want to play in handheld mode more because it looks that good. It is very hard, and I tried. I really did try. When the OLED came out, I wanted to put a comparison video out on the screens. And you know, I've seen other people's comparison videos, and it really does not do that OLED screen justice to try to show somebody on a camera that they're watching, you know, on a cell phone or on a TV that's not an OLED, or, you know, any screen that's not an OLED. You can't really tell what the benefits of the OLED screen are. It's very hard to get it across in a video exactly how much better this thing is, but not only is it better, it's a bigger screen. With the OLED panel, obviously your blacks are gonna be blacker. All the colors are gonna pop even more. It looks sharper. It's actually bigger with the same pixel density as the original screen, so it's actually technically not sharper, but it does look that way because it's just a much crisper looking experience with all these Switch games. So really, guys, that's my opinion on this. I really think that at this point, this Switch it's just not really worth it to buy. I still think, and you know, this is just me speculating, I still think this is going to be a Switch that gets phased out. The OLED will become the new regular Switch. I think there's another one coming at some point. Obviously, we're gonna see iterations of this thing keep happening, but I think this one's gonna be phased out. I really think the new pricing going forward will probably be $350 for the OLED, which is going to be the original. I still think we're probably gonna get an OLED Lite. The Lite will eventually go away. The new OLED Lite will probably cost $50 more too, and then whatever we get after that will be the Pro or the whatever, the Switch 2, the Switch XL, whatever it's gonna be called. And obviously, that's my own opinion. I could be completely wrong about that, which if I am, I am. I don't think I am, but I mean, you know, only time will tell. We'll see. But guys, that's my opinion on all this. I really think at this point, it's either the Lite or the OLED. If you have a $300 budget, I would say go ahead and just save up that $50 more. Just save up that $50 more. Get the OLED. You will not be disappointed. But guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Again, I wanna thank the sponsor of today's video, TONOR. Really appreciate them. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I usually try to answer questions for at least the first 3 hours or so once a video is live. So if you have any, put those down there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.